Hey guys, my name is Leo and welcome to my guitar lessons. I'm so glad to start the lessons dedicated to music and maybe something else, who knows. Today we'll talk about the guitars. And please watch this video till the end because you will find so many interesting things that you didn't know before. Let's go! The main purpose of this video surely are guitars. Before we start, we have to understand that there are two main directions in the world of guitars. The first are that which can sound by themselves and their hollow body, and the second are the guitars which require additional equipment to sound. Without it, they sound very bad and lifeless. So, as you maybe know, the guitar is a wonderful musical instrument and I love it, by the way. By the way, I love another musical instruments as well. So it is acoustic, plucked, fretted musical instrument. What does it mean? Acoustic means that the guitar has an acoustic properties, classical and acoustic. By the way, acoustics is a science that studies the sound and everything related with it. So the hollow woody body of guitar increases the sound by itself without any other subjects. Stringed means that the guitar has a strings which create sound. Without strings, guitar is just piece of wood. Plucked means that the playing or sound extraction on this instrument is carried out by plucking fingers or pick. Actually, we can play by strumming and some secret technique. Write in comments if you're interested about secret one. I will do video about it. It's cool. And as I said, fretted. So what is it? The frets says the height of notes, so we can play different sounds accurately. There are so many types of guitar that we have today. Let me introduce to you classical, acoustic, electric, bass guitar that I don't have, semi-acoustic that I also don't have, electric acoustic and electroclassical. But the last three of them are some kind of subtype of guitars. Okay, let's continue. As an origin itself, I mean the first guitar was a classical guitar, and it's also known as a Spanish guitar. Okay, what is the main specs of classical guitar? Very interesting question, so listen and pay attention. The classical guitar has a wide neck. This part of guitar calls neck. Because of that, as probably many of you know, that the learning for beginners is much more comfortable exactly on a classical guitar. The fact is that the more wide neck lets to set more distance between strings, and it's much more comfortable when we use chord technique. Here we have to place our fingers and press the strings that we need vertically. Believe me, many of songs and fingerstyle things are playing exactly by this technique. The exception is a solo, but it's a bit early to talk about solo right now in this video. But the most important difference and spec between classical and acoustic guitar is exactly the strings. As you can see and hear, in classical guitar we have nylon strings which sound mellower and more glassy than the steel strings, and which are more thicker and softer to press than the steel strings in acoustic guitar. It's cause of the tension of nylon strings that is much less. Cause of that, learning on classical guitar is much easier, and of course the main thing is sound difference. So in my opinion, both guitars are great. I love them. Both of them you can use to play anything that you want. It means chord technique, you know, some arpeggio things or maybe fingerstyle things. Both are perfect to solo playing, but I must admit, for solo playing I prefer Electric guitar, because it has much more sound effects that you are able to choose, and it was created to different sounds. Let's return to classical. It's good to play Spanish-like songs with solo elements or some romances. And what about strumming? I don't like it so much in a classical guitar performance. Strumming on acoustic guitar sounds much better as for me. Anyway, classical guitar is perfect for classical players and for beginners. I mean for everyone who just wants to get to know the world of guitar. It's perfect way to start learning with classical guitar. Actually, we can put the classical guitar into the acoustic guitar world, because the sound creating and gaining are carried out without any addition things like pickup system or something like this. Only natural sound of pure wood and only wood. The difference is the sound, so it's more comfortable to call classical. By the way, exact same we can say about acoustic guitar, pure wood. Actually, the name classical says more about the type of the music that we play on classical guitar, but no one will not force you to play anything on your guitar. Just do what you want, play what you want on your favorite type of guitar. The only condition, enjoy it. As you can see, often the size of classical guitar is much more smaller than the acoustic one. Big Dreadnought and Super Jumbo. It's almost always 39 inches. It's like the best size set by guitar engineers. And as it obviously, the bigger body gives the more louder and more powerful sound as expected. Sure, here we talk about solid wood, not about laminated body or something like this, like fake wood. Okay, let's continue. Let me tell you about acoustic guitar now. I love this guitar type too, so you can play anything that you want on it. Also, you can play it with any technique like arpeggio or strumming. Actually guys, I love to sing with acoustic guitar.
Your hand fits in mine like it's me, just me. But birdies in mine, it was meant to be. Joining up the thoughts with the freckles on your cheeks, and it all makes sense to me. It all makes sense to me. I won't let these little things slip out of my mouth, 'cause it's you, oh it's you they add up to. I'm in love with you, and all these little things.
As you can hear, acoustic guitar sounds much louder, sharper and brighter than the classical guitar. Everything because of strings. Here they are steel, and by the way, pressing them are harder and more painful, especially for beginners. The tension of steel strings is about 70 to 100 kilos. Nylon strings about 30 to 50 kilos. I mean that the learning is much more easier on a classical guitar. But sure, if you want, you can start with acoustic one, so many people do this way. Choose your favorite sound. Okay, the next interesting thing about acoustic guitar is the name itself. As you probably know, the acoustics is a science that studies the sound and everything related with it. You know, like appearance of sound, how it transfers and something like this. By the way, some people ask me about replacing the strings strings on these guitars, nylon on acoustic and steel strings on classical guitar. What will be? Nothing good. The nylon strings are weak to vibrate the thick top of acoustic guitar, and the construction of classical guitar is fragile for the high tension of steel strings, which may deform neck and body of classical guitar. Okay, let's continue talking about acoustic guitar. So as you can see, here we have much thinner and narrower neck that is very comfortable for experienced acoustic or electric guitar players who play solo, chords and also fingerstyle. But it's a bit more harder for beginners because of less distance between strings, so we have to place our fingers maximally vertically. Only then the sound of course will be clear and bright. And sure, cause of more tension and less thickness of strings, so they stick harder to your finger when you press them during playing. Also, often acoustic guitars are bigger than the classical one, but there are small acoustic guitars too, and as a result we have much more powerful sound. And there are so many types of acoustic guitars body: Dreadnought, Parlor, Jumbo, Super Jumbo, Auditorium, Grand Auditorium and etc. I will not tell you about them too much cause it will take much more time, maybe another video, but only say that the biggest one of them is Super Jumbo. It's 42 inches. It has stronger basses, low frequency sound, and it will not be comfortable for everyone cause it's really huge. But I like it. Another one has less body size, so everyone chooses the more preferable sound and size of given guitars. And the most important thing is that these guitars, acoustic and classical, are created to play them without any pickups, only natural sound of wood itself, or recording in a studio with professional microphones. Only then you can achieve the maximal sound quality of these guitars of wood. I hope you got what I meant. Okay, let's continue. Next babies are some subtype like of guitar that we talked about in above. So meet electric acoustic and electric classical guitars. And please don't think that these guitars are completely different in comparison with acoustic and classical guitars. The only difference between them is a pickup. So pickup is an electrical gadget that gets the guitar strings vibration and then converts them into electrical signal, and then we hear the sound of our guitar in a speakers on concert and etc. So it's just some gadget to pick and transfer the sound of your guitar to speaker or guitar processor for further sound processing. Got it? Very simple. But my dears, I have to tell you one very important thing. If you want to record the sound of acoustic guitar or classical guitar, if they are really expensive, use only professional microphone condenser in a studio condition to record, because only then you will achieve the full and beautiful wooden sound recording of your guitar. When you record through pickup your acoustic or classical guitar, the sound that got from wood doesn't transfer or transfers weak. The sound picks only from strings, magnetic or piezoelectric pickup. All of your spent money to expensive guitar equals zero. And remember, pickup for performance, microphone for recording. Sure, for live concert performance you can use the pickup system with built-in microphone, for example for percussion things. Okay, let's not talk too much about that stuff. So electric classical and electric acoustic guitars are exact same thing that I told above. Now semi-acoustic guitar turn. Please pay attention at the word semi. It means that this type of guitar is on half acoustic and another half is an electric, but more electric guitar. Let me explain. That type of guitars have a thinner size of body side, and it tells us about worse acoustic properties, which are loudness and sound surrounding and etc. So there is no comparison between acoustic or classical guitar, because they will give you much better acoustic quality of sound. And one more thing about semi-acoustic guitar, due to smaller thickness of sides, it's much more comfortable and easier to play while standing, because you hold the guitar closer to your body and there is no problem with navigation on the neck, so you easily see the strings and the frets. As you probably understood, the acoustic properties of semi-acoustic guitar are weak. It's more useful when you plug it into a guitar processor or sound card or something like this. And after that you will achieve very beautiful sound by your wish. So the sound of guitar can be changed so many different types and styles. And let's remember guys, semi-acoustic guitar is closer to electric type of guitars than acoustic, and it's good at plugged conditions. But sure, you can play it without any additional devices, so it will be acoustic-like sound, but not so loud and rich as you can achieve in real acoustic or classical guitar. Get to know this. The next one is electric guitar itself. So remember guys, this guitar is nothing without connection to amplifier, guitar processor, sound card or anything like this. The acoustic properties of this guitar are almost zero, because it has not hollow body that enhances this guitar acoustically. The only thing you can do with it is connect it to additional device that you heard about and enjoy it. And yes, I must admit, in connected and adjusted conditions, this guitar is amazing. It's able to make you guys happy. Years ago I hate this type of guitar because I didn't know how to play it correctly. Believe me, this guitar can give to you so many positive emotions. By the way, this type of guitar as a semi-acoustic guitar almost always have narrower and thin neck and steel strings, but those sometimes nylon strings too. Silent guitar for example, and it's electric guitar as well. And also electric guitar sometimes has 7 or 8 strings, just additional 7th and 8th string to play metal music with lower sound. There are so many discussions about the wood role in electric guitars, but in my opinion that role is small. Much more role has the pickup system that installed on your electric guitar. And almost all final sound quality of your guitar will depend on your hands and fingers. If you guys think differently, please write in comments. There are so many types of electric guitars. Some of them have aggressive design that is more preferable in metal music or hard rock and something like this. But by your wish you can choose any of electric guitars type. The most important thing is that you must love it. Only then magic happens. So let's now talk a bit about bass guitar. It's very interesting type of electric guitars. But by the way, there is an acoustic bass guitar that sounds acoustically using a wood body. The name bass means the low frequencies in music or low sound. In fact, the range of sound of bass guitar is very wide, especially in low register. So this type of guitar are useful in bass parties, in melodic solo, even in chord technique. The bass guitar complements the music with impulse like heartbeat. It also has 4, 5 or 6 steel strings that much more thicker than in guitars above, and it also sounds only through connection as an electrical guitar does. So it's enough for today guys. I will not tell you about the guitars like ukulele or 12-string guitar or guitarlele because you guys now know these are just subtypes of original acoustic or classical guitar because they sound using the whole hollow body itself of the natural wood. Thank you dears for your precious attention and the time that you spent for watching this video. Hope it was really interesting and useful for you. See you next time in the next video, and don't forget about likes and subscribing, please, because I did so much pain to do this video for you dears, and it also will motivate me to making new, much more interesting videos. And one more time, subscribe, because we just started and everything cool and original is ahead. I promise. See ya. Love ya.